Welcome back to Girl Crush Country, where we are obsessed with women in country music. I'm Jess Wright in Nashville, Tennessee, and this week's guest is new, but now that you've found her, you're probably going to want to know more about her.
Aw.
Welcome, Emmy Moyen.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
I'm so happy to have you here. Now, full disclosure, I find new artists in a lot of different ways, but I discovered you through a former professor
Yes,
of
that's
yours
right.
at
That's
Belmont.
right.
Yeah.
I am so thankful for her. She's the best.
And before Belmont University, it was Mississippi?
That's right. It was Mississippi. I was born in Kentucky, Lexington area. And then my family just kind of kept moving down. So we lived in East Tennessee for a while. And then when I was in middle school, my dad took a job at Mississippi State. So I claim Starkville, Mississippi, because I feel like that's where I became who I am. But really just the South in general, I guess. But yes, I moved to Nashville from Mississippi to go to Belmont and do the country music thing.
And you have a sister. You're very close in age.
Yes, we are.
And you're very close.
Yes, we are 8 months apart. She's adopted from Guatemala. Her name's Anna Grace, and she's just my favorite person in the world. But my parents, fun story, my parents found out on the same day that they were pregnant with me and getting Anna Grace from Guatemala. It was, I think, February 5th of 2003. And so I was born that October, and then my dad brought her home that December at 10 months old.
Wow.
So I don't know anything without her. We've grown up basically like twins, and she's the best.
That's very much like Thomas Rhett's.
Exactly.
First two
Very
kids.
similar story. His song where he talks about it, I think it's called Life Changes. My parents love that song. They're like, this was written for us. Like, yeah.
Is your sister musical too?
She took piano lessons. She took some guitar. It wasn't really her thing. She's back in Lexington right now getting her master's in social work from Kentucky.
Good for her.
Yeah, she loves it. My mom did that, and so she's kind of following in her footsteps, and she loves helping people. So
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Well, a quick search of your name shows that you seem to be really driven in everything that you do. I saw that you were named the Distinguished Young Woman of Starkville.
I was.
You were a 4-county youth delegate.
Yes. Oh, you went back.
I went back, girl. I dig. Then you go to college. You win the Belmont Fall Writers Showcase in 2024. And then the Songwriters Hall of Fame Scholarship.
Yeah, that was a fun one.
What is it that drives you?
Well, I think names have meaning. Emmy means striving for. And I just come from a family of a lot of work ethic. My granddad on my dad's side took everything to college that he owned in a paper bag. And my granddad on my mom's side grew up working on a tobacco farm. And I think I just come from, you earn everything you get and you work hard, and that's where the fulfillment comes from, and that's where the purpose comes from. And so I grew up just wanting to be passionate about something and be able to put my time into it. And I had such a dream, and I think that I get so much fulfillment from chasing it. It's like I never want to stop. It's like I'm addicted to it. But you also get to town and you realize, oh, like I've got to get rolling if I want to make this happen. Everyone is so talented here and good here, and everyone is just busting their ass all the time. And so it's like you got to find a way to get ahead of the game. And it's also just fun. Like I love it. Like, yes, we work long hours and do the things, but we're writing songs and playing shows and talking to people. And I just have such a passion for music. And so I think that's what fuels the go-getter in me.
I looked up the Songwriters Hall of Fame scholarship, and it says it goes to songwriting majors who possess tangible, exceptional songwriting potential and the intangible qualities of bringing out the best of their collaborators and contributing to the larger community of songwriters. That's pretty significant recognition.
Oh, thank you. It was such an honor. I think that, I started singing. I don't remember a time I wasn't singing. I think Taylor Swift's debut record was like the first thing that I remember hearing that wasn't like VeggieTales. I think I was like 3. And I was just obsessed with it from then. And I dabbled in and out of songwriting, but during COVID, I was a sophomore in high school, and a lot of extra time during COVID, and I just kind of dove into songwriting and really just fell in love with it and fell in love with the impact that it can have. And so I've just been really trying to grind and find my voice in that for the past couple of years. And I feel like with the help of Belmont professors and co-writers in town and internships and all these things, it's been so fun to be able to use songwriting to make people feel something. That's all I want to do.
So you've just been in Nashville for a few years, mostly in school.
That's right.
But you seem pretty immersed in the music industry already.
Yeah.
What has surprised you about the music industry?
I think what surprised me about the industry is how kind everyone is and how much they want to help you. I think I was a little scared moving from Mississippi because you just hear stories about these big snakes, they call them, and I think that
and they're here,
and they're definitely here, and not everyone is good. But I was shocked by the number of people who come here and they have, no reason to help you, no reason to connect you with whoever, no reason to write with you, and they just do because they just believe in you or want to take a chance on you or that sort of thing. And it's like if I drew a map of all the little steps forward I've taken, it's like there's people interconnected in all of those. And I think that surprised me. I also think what surprised me is how much fulfillment I get from being around so many people who are passionate about the same things as me. I graduated with a class of 53 people, and 2 of us left the state of Mississippi, and I was the only one I knew writing songs and playing shows and all that. And so it was so fun to come. It lights a whole new fire in you when you come here and you're around people who are just as passionate about it as you are. But I think it's been way more encouraging. The community here is way more encouraging than I thought it would be. And so it's been a pleasant surprise for me. I know not everyone has the same story. And again, not everyone's good, but there's a lot of good people here.
There sure are.
Yeah.
I know you made your Song Suffragettes debut last year.
I love them.
And for people who don't know, that's the only all-female country singer-songwriter showcase in Nashville, which you probably know exists for much the same reason that Girl Crush Country does, which is that women don't get equal play in country music. Was that a thing that you were aware of coming into Nashville and pursuing music? Had you noticed that imbalance on the radio and the playlists and the award shows and everything else?
Yeah, I think I would notice it. I would listen to the radio and think, on my way home, there's one song played by a girl that I like or whatever. And I think that there definitely is an imbalance, and I'm super proud to be a part of the wave that I think is gonna break that. And at the same time, I think it's I'm around a lot of artists who are my friends, kind of like the next wave coming up. We're just really supportive of each other, and we're really kind. And I think that something that women do that, frustrates me is we tend to put other people down sometimes, and then we complain about being put down by everyone else. And it's if we really want skin in the game, it's we need to be lifting up our friends, which is why I love Song Suffragettes so much and all those things, because it gives you an opportunity to showcase I'm a woman in country music and this is what I have to say, but these are also my friends who are women in country music and they're amazing. And so I think it's just there's always space at the table. Sometimes you just got to pull your own chair up.
Oh, I love that.
Thanks.
One of the things I think that creates part of that problem is that we are made to feel like there's limited space for us, and therefore we have to compete with each other and knock each other down in order to get to that space. But it's just not true.
Not at all. Mm-mm. And I think that girls right now are crushing, and it's so fun to see that, and it's fun to look up to that and see where I'm trying to go and what's possible in that.
Definitely. And I don't know if you noticed this, and something that we pointed out in the Girl Crush Country newsletter, but the ACM Awards this year was very balanced, more so than I can remember it ever being in terms of performances and just everything.
Exactly. And I think girls are getting more fearless about just telling their story and singing about what's real and singing about what's human. And I think people are gravitating towards that more. And so I'm excited for the direction that it's heading.
Agreed. Yeah. Now, I know that you also made your Bluebird debut earlier this year.
I did. That was so exciting.
Iconic room to play. Tell me about all the feelings, finding out you're going to play there, actually playing there, looking back after you've played there. How did that?
Absolutely. Well, shout out to Amelia James. She's my rep at ASCAP, and she got me in that day at the Bluebird. And I just remember like sitting in that circle and just like turning my head around and just trying to memorize everything. Like I just wanted to take as many pictures in my mind as I could, because the Bluebird is like, I feel like when you're daydreaming about Nashville and you're looking up all these, and I was a huge Taylor Swift fan, like I knew the Bluebird from a very young age. So to be able to sit in that circle and sing and perform, it just felt really surreal, and I felt really like thankful and grateful in that moment, but it also just felt right. Like I feel like every next step I just feel a lot of peace about where I'm supposed to be and what I'm supposed to be doing, and I feel like I'm on the right track, and it's like little moments like those that you need to just keep you pushing forward. And so it was such an amazing night, and it is crazy how quiet it gets in there. And it's funny too, I'm not used to people performing or like sitting behind me when I'm performing, so I'm trying to like talk to everybody, and it's fun to also like be able to look directly at your the people who are playing in the round next to you. So I don't know, such a surreal experience, and I'm excited to get back there soon, hopefully.
One of the things that I noticed that I thought was really cool when you posted about it, and we kind of touched on this, but like just when you posted about it, the number of other artists in your comments cheering for you, I thought that was really cool.
I totally agree. I think that we've got a really encouraging circle right now, and I think it's like people are starting to realize like someone else's win is not your loss, and I think that that's important. And we've all got our own celebrations, and it's in our own timing. Like you can't be a race that you're the only one running on, and you know, like you're the only one running your path. And so I think that just trusting in that and trusting that it's all going to work out in the timing it should helps you be a cheerleader to like the people around you, you know.
Something that has come up quite a few times with our guests on the show is that the people who get to step ahead a little bit, whether they're well-established artists that everybody knows or the ones that are just a couple of steps above, have been reaching back and pulling up the ones behind them. Have you experienced that?
Yeah, I feel like there's been so many artists who have just poured into me, and there was a couple years ago, or maybe about a year ago, I wrote like a rewrite to Miranda's song, The House That Built Me.
Oh, we're going to talk about all of those too.
Yes. But like her reposting that was a big deal, and she knows how that helps me. I opened for Kaylee Hammock a few months ago at Eddie's Attic, and she's incredible. Like she sat in the audience during my set and took videos for me and gave me merch and found a day to write and talk to me. And like, she's just incredible. Tennille Towns has been another one who's really just taken time to pour into me and celebrate with me. And I don't know, I opened for Avery last year, and she is just the most genuine soul you'll ever meet, and gave me some good advice. It's just fun being around people, even like songwriters too, being in publishing companies every day and just like getting to hear their advice, or the number of people who just grab coffee with you or just, take the time of day for you just because they're good people, has been really encouraging.
By the way, I also saw in your comments Idyllwind,
yes,
which is Miranda Lambert's brand.
Yeah.
And then I noticed I've seen them in your comments a lot.
Yeah.
Are you a brand ambassador for them?
They really help me out. They send me some cute stuff to wear every once in a while, and I wear it. And I'm also like, I love shopping at Boot Barn, and the first place I go, and there's Idyllwind. And so they've been really good to me. About a couple years ago, I was a part of like a Miranda Lambert event in Vegas that they kind of dress you for, or for Miranda's last album release, everyone kind of got to like curate an outfit based around a song and showcase that and stuff. So they've been good to me with supplying me with some show clothes, and I try to promote them all that I can.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
So let's talk about these rewrites, because you've done a whole bunch of them.
Yeah.
You flipped Eric Church's Springsteen, wrote that from the perspective of a woman.
Yeah.
He reposted that.
He did.
Miranda's House That Built Me, you talked about that. Miranda's Tin Man, from the perspective of the Tin Man.
My favorite song ever.
Zach Brown Band's Colder Weather. Like, you've gotten some big reactions from these.
Thank you. Yeah, I started doing those So the professor that connected us, Erin Duvall, I took a digital music marketing class from her my freshman year. And one of our assignments was like post multiple times a week on a social media platform. So you could do, like food in Nashville, or you could do like your artist stuff. And I was like, well, I'm an artist, I might as well do this. And so I was just doing covers, and I was kind of getting bored. And I was like, if I'm bored of me, like other people are going to be tired of me too. And I was trying to figure out a way I could like showcase my songwriting without just like I hadn't had any music out at the time or anything. And I also want people to see how cool songwriting is. And so I just started taking songs like that I loved that could be flipped from a different perspective and kind of like use the same melody. And I almost too, I wanted to do it like, I hope every artist sees it and is happy that I did it. I want to do it out of respect for them and just like, your songwriting is insane. And so I just started posting them, and I think they started doing well on TikTok and then started getting some reactions. And so I try to do them every once in a while. I don't want to be like the rewrite girl, but I do like to, I'm writing songs every day, showcase a little bit of how fun that is to do,
If I'm not mistaken, you haven't recorded any of those, right?
No, haven't recorded.
Is that a possibility?
Not a plan right now. I think I want to let those artists' songs be their songs. But it would be fun. Sometimes I'll do, like, if I'm doing a cover at something of a live show, I'll do my version at the end or whatever.
That's cool.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
A lot of people aspire to be a singer or a performer because that's what you see. Like, I don't think everybody realizes that songwriters are a thing.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't realize for a long time that songwriters were a thing.
Same.
So I know you touched on COVID and needing something to do, but like, what inspired you to actually be a songwriter, and how did you get so good at it so young?
Oh, thanks. I was like 16 when I really, really started writing. I think there's a lot of emotions you're going through when you're 16, and I broke up with someone when I was 16, and like just these like first like experiences of like adulthood type feelings that you're starting to kind of get, and you don't know what to do with them. And I loved singing and I loved playing, and I thought, why don't I just try? These people have something to say. I have something to say too. Why don't I say it? And it came, I think that songwriting is like, it's almost spiritual in a way. Like, it just feels like you're almost this like translucent thing that's happening, like you're just working and there's something in you that's like moving the pen. All you have to do is just be there and sit. And it's like, I think I got addicted to it because it made me emotionally like work out some things in me. If I was struggling with something, I would feel better after I wrote a song about it. But then once you play it for somebody else and you see the effect it has on them, if it helps them, if it just made them feel something, if they just liked it, it makes you feel like there's such a purpose behind what you're doing. I think that music changes people. And so I just wanted to be a part of that. And like, here's where I can make a difference in the world. And that's what I want to do.
If there's one thing I think Taylor Swift did for songwriting was that she put that out there as it being a thing. Like, especially for your generation, when she says, "You broke my heart, I'm going to write a song about you." And your generation goes, "Oh, yeah, I can do that."
Right, exactly. And it's fun too, like growing up, you can start on wherever you listen to music, click on the credits and start actually seeing who wrote these songs. Yeah. And you start to see the correlations between, this writer writes a lot for this artist or whatever. And you start getting kind of infatuated with the world of it. And I was just like, I want to fit in there.
In terms of songs that you have recorded, that you wrote, you started putting those out in 2024, is that right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I love prayer requests.
Thank you.
The whole idea being, it's not gossip.
Yeah.
It's prayer requests.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
Thank you.
Will we get you into trouble with the hometown if we talk about where that song came from?
No, not at all. I think that's every town in the South. And I just think that it was fun to kind of like take a lighthearted spin on like the Bible Belt, and that's how word got around. And like, obviously, I think that there's just kind of like a sweetness and like there's this southernness to it that like I really liked. But it was like, that was my story. That's how things got around. Everybody knew everybody, and there's pros and cons to that. And so just writing to that and like creating all these characters in my head of things that I had heard around Starkville, and putting them on paper was a lot of fun to do. So,
are you famous back in Starkville?
No, I think I have a lot of really good high school friends who still support and come out to shows when I play back there and stuff. And I love coming back to Starkville for shows and things like that because I get to see more people I know. But we're on the way.
You put out a whole EP
in
2024, 6 songs.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite from that project?
My favorite's Builder. I wrote that with one of my good friends, Sharia Daves. And it's just about a relationship and somebody putting walls up around you. You putting your walls up because of a relationship. And I love the way that turned out. Produced Ryan Cohn produced it, and there's just some really pretty instrumentation in it. So that's my favorite one to go back and listen to. But.
Before we get into your most recent song, which is so powerful,
thank you.
How would you say you have grown as a songwriter since you put out that EP?
So much. I think I wrote a lot by myself for, I think even a couple of those songs are just, most of those songs I think I just wrote by myself. And so since then, I really started getting into co-writing and writing with other people every day and falling in love with like hearing other people's ideas and going into a room and learning from these writers who are so talented. And I think that I've learned a lot more about like my voice and what I want to say and being confident in that and just moving forward with it. I've also learned a lot about like the importance of melody, and sometimes it's a lot more simpler than we think, and or more simple than we think, and you just need to write what feels good. And so I think that the past couple years I've been really working on that craft, and I'm really excited for the music that's coming this year and stuff because I think it really showcases my growth in that.
And did I read recently that you got a publishing deal?
I did,
with
yes.
SmackSongs,
yes.
which is super impressive. Just the biggest names on there, not the least of which is Shane McAnally, who has written like every hit song there is.
He's amazing. Yeah, I'm so grateful to be a part of the team there. That started from a songwriting internship, which is basically I was getting school credit for going in and writing, and then we would have like listening meetings every 2 weeks or whatever. So I did that for a little over a year, and then at the top of this year they told me they were offering, and it's I'm so excited about it. I'm so grateful to be a part of that team, and I respect all the writers there so much and love all of their work so much. So it's fun to be fans of who you're working around every day.
Yeah, absolutely. So earlier this year, you put out Daughter.
Yes.
And it's just so different
Yeah.
than anything you put out before.
Yeah.
Talk about the premise and what made you write it.
Yeah. Basically, I was just in a relationship for a lot longer than I needed to be. And I remember thinking, I wouldn't let anyone I love be treated this way. So why am I letting myself be treated this way? And started thinking about it's a song about standing up for yourself and in turn standing up for the people that you love. And I don't have a daughter. I'm not a mom, but I started thinking down the road a little bit, and that thought scared me, and so I started writing about the hypothetical of that, and posted before I'd written the rest of the song. I just posted the chorus of it, and it really started connecting with people. And I thought, well, maybe I should finish this. So brought in some friends to finish the song with me, and just thought that it was a powerful message that could help people, and it helped me listening to it. And so that's been a really, really fun one to see. And sonically and like lyrically, I think it shows a growth in who I am as an artist and where I'm trying to go. So I thought it was a good kickoff to the next wave of music for sure.
What has the reaction been like from your fans?
So fun. It's been so much fun to hear or to read comments from people who've listened to the song and just hear their stories, and at the same time sad also. But it's made me feel like really reiterated the thought of like music is so much bigger than the person writing the song or the person singing it. And it's given me a lot of like direction as to like this kind of emotional reaction and this kind of connection that people are having with this song is what I need to aim for in every song. And I think I just got really real and honest in that song, and that's what made it connect. And I love going through TikTok and responding to comments that people have said, just because I want them to know that hear them and I see them in that, and it's been really fun.
I saw somewhere recently where you had said something about taking the focus off of yourself, whether it's performing or writing or whatever, and putting the focus on the people that the music is for.
Yeah, exactly. I think that we work all day. We're writing songs for us. We're making videos, looking at ourselves in the camera. We're doing so much of our day revolves around us, and I think it's important to flip that around, because I'm not making music just for me to listen to. Like I've got songs in the car that no one's heard I can listen to if I want to. I'm making music for an audience, and I think that we focus too much on what's going on this side of the stage that we forget what's going on this side of the stage is what actually matters, in the hearts that you're speaking to there. And so I think, not to bring it back to Taylor Swift, but like she does such a great job of that. As a fan, you feel so like heard by her. I remember, I think it was the Midnight's record. There was like a song that people wanted more of the feature on, and she like released a version with more of the feature on. And so things like that, I think, a professor told me one time, music is not the entertainment industry, it's the service industry, and we're just here to be a vessel to help people through music and make them feel seen, or give them a fun Friday night if that's what they need. It's just, it's about the people you're singing to, not hearing yourself back in the monitor,
I love that.
Yeah.
Let's wrap up with a little flash round.
Okay, sounds good.
Who are your current country music girl crushes?
Oh, great question. Well, Miranda's always a big one. I love, I grew up on a lot of Sugarland, been back on a huge kick of theirs. I love Carter Faith. Aniston Pate's a friend of mine. I love jamming to her. Lauren Watkins, I love her a lot. I think there's a lot of like fun stuff happening in country music right now for women, and it's fun to listen to and hear it all. I think Avery Anna is amazing. I love the new stuff Kelsey Ballerini's been doing. There's so much going on.
There's a lot going on. As a songwriter, what song do you wish you wrote?
Good question. I'd say Tin Man by Miranda Lambert. I love that song so much. I also am my mom's side is a lot of bluegrass and traditional country. My dad's side grew up on a lot of U2 and Killers, and I think that U2 songwriting is pretty incredible. I think With or Without You is an insane song. They've got a song called Grace on the record, All That You Can't Leave Behind, that I wish I wrote for sure. But I'm all over the board, but I'm just such a fan of music, so.
Same.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Who would play you in a movie about your life?
Oh, great question. I love Jennifer Aniston. I find a lot of... Oh,
I can see it.
Yeah, I really Rachel on Friends. I feel like I watch her and I see a lot of myself. And but I love her outside of what she's acted in. I think just as a person, she seems really cool. I've never met her, but she sounds like she'd be fun to just go get drinks with,
She does seem like she would be a fun person.
Yeah, absolutely.
What song has stuck in your head lately?
I've got to Get to Drinkin' by Zach John King. Love that song. Also, what's been stuck in my head is Sales by Carter Faith. It's an incredible song, and I've been having that one on repeat.
Emmy Moyen, you have been so fun to talk to. And you're just as fun as your professor said you were going to be.
Oh, well, thank you.
I am already a fan, so I am so glad that you came. Thank you for taking the time to come to Girl Crush Country.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
If you want to be a part of the movement to elevate the voices of women in country music, join the mission. Subscribe here on YouTube, follow on the socials, sign up for the newsletter at girlcrushcountry.com, and also wear the merch, including the Pride collection, which benefits the Trevor Project.